Lately, I've really been focused on spicing up my sex life. I want it spicy. And Dame Products has helped me do just that. And that's why we want to thank Dame Products for being a sponsor of the show. They've been a great partner, and we love their products. Please check them out and get 10% off when you use code COCKTAILS. And now, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to Cocktails. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called Casa de Conquito. I have never heard of Casa de Conquito before. I was really shocked that you had, Kiki. No, I wouldn't, because it's like eggnog. Because it's creamy.
I love a creamy drink.
That's weird that you don't like fruity drinks, but you like creamy drinks. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how I feel about creamy drinks, but one of my friends dropped this by. He makes it. This is a Puerto Rican Christmas drink. It's a little bit of coconut. It's kind of a Spanish eggnog without the egg. So you can drink this chilled, or you can warm it up and have it warm and creamy.
Mm-hmm. I've only ever had it cold, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to taste it. Casa de Conquito.
Do they sell it in the stores, I wonder? It's like I'll see eggnog, but I won't see those. Maybe I'm just not going to the right places. I do know a lot of people who make it.
It has 4 alcohols in it, bro.
What all is in it?
He ain't put it on
I would
here.
imagine rum.
Has to be rum.
It's Puerto Rican, they like rum.
You think tequila's in it?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up because now I'm curious. What is in Coquito?
I'm going to try it at the end of the night because I cream in my stomach, you know.
Little lactose.
Little lactose. But it does look yummy. And it's a Christmas drink. Y'all know I love a holiday drink.
Me too. Anyway, welcome back to Cocktails Dirty Discussions, you guys. What have you been up to?
Oh, just living my little life. Thanksgiving was wonderful. Got an Airbnb for my family. This episode, we pre-record, so I don't know what today's date will be. We're obviously past
23rd.
Thanksgiving.
It's like a month after Thanksgiving.
But we didn't get to update y'all on Thanksgiving minus Instagram. But I've just been catching up on life, catching up with me. I went through a moment where I was like going out. Not even going out, just like drinking a whole lot and smoking a whole lot of hookah, bitch. And that shit really starts to like run a toll on your body. I did hot yoga. I almost died.
Really?
I almost died. When you do any type of yoga, it's almost like your body, you're checking in with your body, and your body will check you if you haven't been like living life right or eating healthy. And sometimes you're like, I'm healthy, and you do some yoga, and if you're not really healthy, it'll be like, sit down.
I feel like that about any physical activity, whether it's yoga or just regularly going to the gym, like a regular gym session, doing some strength training. If you have not been eating right, drinking your water, getting your rest.
Drinking too much, getting your rest, like, girl, I was in there really about to pass out, and I do yoga, hot yoga. So it's like.
How long had it been since you went?
I want to say maybe 20 days.
Okay.
It was rough, and I've taken breaks like that before, and it wasn't that. It was really rough. I also started a dating club. It's called Dates with Dean. We have our first meeting on Valentine's Day.
So what is it
14th.
exactly?
It's Dates for You, curated by Dean.
Oh, so you're like planning a date for somebody.
Planning the dates for a group of people.
Okay, and so are all the dates group dates, or are they individual dates?
They're going to be group dates.
Okay.
I can't do individual just yet. I'll be more comfortable with groups. So if you guys want to sign up for that, you'll go to patreon.com/dateswithdean.
Okay.
And our first date is Valentine's Day.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited. I think dating in Atlanta is trash because people don't know how to have fun anymore. Like, a lot of people do the same thing. So I want to curate dates that I think are a good time. You guys can have input, and it'll be a good time.
So are you going to match the people up too, or is it just like you get a group of singles together to go to like a curated event?
A group of singles together.
So then they're on their own, like who's going to match? So kind of like speed dating, but better because you actually get to do something?
It's not going to be a group dating situation where it's like I'm trying to hook people up together. This is going to be experiences for us all to experience together. Now, if you end up finding love on the date,
so these
that's
are like
amazing.
ideas for dates that you can kind of go test out with a group of singles. Okay.
So, and you don't have to be single. If you're just like, hey, like I want to join the group, I don't have anything to do. I'm new to Atlanta. You can join it. But yeah, it's not like I'm trying to actively hook you guys up. I'm not a matchmaker. If you find love on the dates with Dean, then that is dope, but that is not the intention. It's to experience, have a good time, and make dating fun again.
Okay,
So,
how much is it to sign up?
it'll be $10.
Okay.
$10 a month. So we'll do one date a month. Zoom calls, $10 a month. You guys, I hope you join.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Damn, what you gonna do? I seen your vlog. Them pictures was fine.
Oh, thank you. So I have been spending a lot of time with my family in Texas. Every time I leave now, because I've been able to stay a little bit longer than I usually do, I just really miss them. How long was I there? I don't know, like almost 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. I forget. I was there for most of November.
That's a month.
Yeah, I was there for most of November. I left and came back. I was gone a lot, and I'll be back this week.
we know.
I'll be back this week, and then I'll be back for the second half of December. I'm only going for a week. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. But I have been doing Vlogmas. So Vlogmas is coming to a close by the time you guys hear this. But I hope that you go back and check out the vlogs. Now, I don't know how if you're not a full-time YouTuber, I don't know how people are able to keep up with Vlogmas, which is, I guess, why a lot of people don't, because you're doing a vlog every single day.
That sounds stressful.
Yeah, and so what a lot of people do, the full-time YouTubers, they are like, whatever I do today, it goes up tomorrow. That's a lot of work. You know that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. So my ass started in the beginning of November, okay? And I don't care.
Oh, like you pre-recorded?
Yes.
That was smart, though.
Yeah, so we did our Christmas pictures at the very beginning of November. That's in Vlogmas. So if you want to see the behind the scenes with that, then when I had to redo my photo shoot because I ain't like how they had me pose in the group photos, I didn't feel like it got to showcase my dress, and I spent a lot of money on that dress, and it needed to be seen. So I went and did another photo shoot. And so I have some individual pictures coming. I have some group pictures coming. And so I actually need to mail those out tomorrow, my Christmas cards. So I'm just mailing them out to different people so that they can have them. And some people will be getting portraits.
Are your Christmas
in the mail
from Paint Your Bunch of Life?
No.
Oh. Well, it's still okay. Are your Christmas cards, is it your family or is it just you?
It's both.
So you sending out double Christmas cards?
Yeah. I mean, some people don't need my family. They just need me. And then some people can get the whole family.
Niggas is really sending out Christmas cards.
I love
so
Christmas
funny.
cards. Some of them have a calendar on it, so you can keep it up on your fridge all year long.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and then some of them, it's just me with a quote. So I did some different things with them. So just wait until you get yours in the mail. You'll have a few.
I can't wait. Y'all gonna come over. All of my refrigerator's gonna be Kiki. I'll be like, okay, this is Kiki. This is Kiki.
Kiki for January, February, March, April. Here goes the family. But we had so much fun. We did New Year's pictures too, so there are even more.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of the photos, they honestly look like BET Plus specials. It looks like promo photos for like a new TV show coming out.
Okay, so like a This Christmas, the cover of the movie.
That or something. So I made one and it says The Family That Shades. That's what I've named the group chat. And I decided I want to do a series of like promo photos because there's a show called The Family That Prays. So I kind of want to do a parody of all of the different shows. And just
cute.
Something creative to do. I've just been playing around with my creativity. So I did that. Spent some time with my sister. She turned 30.
Oh, dirty 30. I remember when I turned 30.
And I fell asleep for a lot of... That is not enough to taste.
That's not enough to taste?
Girl, get you some
because
more.
what if I don't like it?
Well, it's okay. Don't pour it back in the bottle now, but, I also have been in more of a cooking mood, which I haven't for a while. So I had some friends over. We cooked. We made drinks. We just caught up. We just had a lot of fun. What you think? It's strong as fuck?
Fucking strong.
Can you breathe?
Ooh, but it tastes like
the other cup. I'm ready to taste some now.
Like
We poured
cinnamon,
some.
though. It's actually not okay. That's not bad. That day Casa de Conquito.
But yeah, I had a really good time in Texas. I will be in Louisiana soon. Well, y'all will hear this when I get back. But I'm going to see my grandparents. I don't know how many years they've been married. I want to say 55 or 56
that
years.
Is amazing.
So
it's
we're
long.
having a party for them. and I'm really excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a long
I can't
time.
think of what else, but
Back
there's been
up really
so much
quick
stuff.
to you cooking.
Yes.
This past weekend I wanted some spaghetti and I didn't have any sauce and I didn't want to
Did
go
you
to the
make
store
some
and
sauce?
I had some tomatoes that were almost about to be bad and I was like, well, if I blend these up, they'll be good. I made my own red pasta sauce and Kiki. When I tell you, I was so proud of myself. It was delicious. I took a half of an onion, 3 garlic cloves, tomatoes, of course, and then I had a can of Rotel because I didn't have a lot of tomatoes. Put it in my magic bullet, blended it up. Girl, I didn't even have to season it. It was so delightful. So then I poured this sauce, because at first it was looking like a smoothie, and I was like, this ain't how pasta sauce is supposed to be. So then I poured it in the little pan with some olive oil, another little chunk of garlic clove, and a little chunk of like chicken bouillon, and poured the sauce. Girl, just call me Italiano. It was so what? I was like,
You know, honestly, I tell people this all the time.
I never want to buy a jar of spaghetti sauce
I don't buy
anymore.
the sauce. Like, there's
I'm not doing it.
There's a recipe in my book for a bolognese sauce, and I tell people all the time, it is more work, because you could open up the jar, heat that shit up, and be done, right? Or just throw in a little bit of extra seasoning and be done. But when you make the stuff from real ingredients like you did, it tastes so much better. You don't have to usually do as much. I mean, my sauce has a lot of ingredients, but it's like lots of fresh herbs, lots of fresh
and I put
aromatics.
some rosemary in there. I was really like, I wish I had a
It's
nigga
so
to try
different.
this. Yes.
It is so different. Yeah.
It was incredible.
Y'all should get in the kitchen and start cooking stuff.
You should.
If you haven't, especially while it's cold and you don't want to be outside, like, invite your girlfriends over, invite your boo over, invite your family over. Walker came over last night.
He's getting so big.
Y'all, I'm worried about my cousin.
Why?
Let me tell you, because he knows that the bitches like him. Sorry to call those little girls bitches.
He didn't say bitches though, right?
No.
Okay.
He asked his mama to fluff his hair up
he
real
did that.
big because the girls like it, and he wanted somebody to be able to play in it on this side and somebody to play it on this side. And then he went to some little party and then dyed part of his hair blue, and he was saying how the girls liked it. He got a girlfriend. He be telling her he loves her, and she says it back. And I'm just like, God damn, you've only been on this earth for 6 fucking years, and you already saying I love you. So,
He already
Christmas
got,
presents.
Walker met the December 31st deadline.
He did. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me tell you. So when Sean was over to pick up Walker, we were talking, and so Walker picked out a tuxedo.
Cute. Who's getting married?
That's what I asked, and he was like, "Well, it's for when my mom gets married." And I said, "Okay, manifestation." I don't know where they were for him to pick out a tux, but he picked one out. He's ready for his mom to get married. So she says, "Well, maybe it'll be you." And I was like, me? I mean, I hope so. I said, well, I had to push my deadline back. So for the people who are into astrology, I know I dibble dabble in it. I really just be listening to what my auntie says and random shit that I hear every now and then. But she said that next year, it's something about Jupiter being in Pisces and something about the 7th house and some other shit that I don't understand. But basically, when I Googled it, it was saying next year is a good year for me in love. And it said that, you know, it might be somebody you already know. It might be a new person, but the fairy tale is for next year. Now, they did also say it might just be in business, and I ain't really trying to hear that.
Not too many mites.
But it had it. And then I read yours. And, you know, I thought it was interesting. Yours said something about being a healer and doing more spiritual stuff, which I thought was interesting because you've been doing the Paradise and Vibe trips, and you have been talking about like yoga and trying different things and meditating and being more in tune with yourself and all of this. So anyway, it was saying that next year your journey is going to be more about spiritual healing and just coming into your own and really figuring out what you can do with that.
Wow.
So we're going to see y'all. Again, I had to push my deadline back, which I already knew that was going to happen.
You know, sometimes life makes you change certain things, and it's okay.
But next year, we say this every year, but next year, so y'all stop rolling y'all's eyes at me. I need teamwork. We need to all come together.
Next year, we'll be planning weddings and baby showers.
Okay. But I will say, I've been having fun dating and like going out and just enjoying the moment.
Well, good for you, bitch, because I have not.
What?
I haven't. I feel like I've been telling everybody about themselves. I keep getting niggas that just don't know how to talk or don't know what to do, and I'm not here for it.
Are these new men, or is it like...
They're Hinge men, and I'm about to delete the app again. I know I said I deleted it, but then I re-downloaded it.
What's Benjamin. But I thought about the app.
Or do you have Hinge?
No, I deleted all that shit.
They have a new prompt on Hinge where there's a voice. You can put your voice, and so people are like, "Hey, my name's..."
You know what? That's important because remember that man?
I do, but then it's also kind of corny. People are making TikToks off of people's voices from the Hinge app. I don't know. Dating apps are really just weird. I matched with a guy.
Ooh, this
Tell
is
me
so
if
good,
I'm
y'all.
wrong.
This tastes like alcoholic snickerdoodle cookies.
I'm gonna tell Manny he said that. Shout out to Manny for
Well, maybe
bringing
not
us
alcoholic, but
Casa
just
de
some alcohol.
Coquitos.
Yeah, thank
He
you.
described it tasting like the bottom of the milk if you ate some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And
Yes.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been swiping through Hinge, swipe, basically seeing everything I do not want because that's what dating apps do.
Mm-hmm.
I see this guy. He looks kind of dapper. We matched. Now I already knew this beforehand that he had matched with 2 other friends of mine. My question is, am I wrong? They didn't like him. Everybody
Okay.
said that, oh my gosh, no. I haven't told them yet that I matched with him, and I also told him you matched with 2 of my other friends, so like I can't go on a date with you.
But they didn't like him.
But they didn't like him. And he was like, but did anything happen? I was like, no, everyone talks about his teeth, like his mouth. And on all of his pictures, his mouth is closed like this, like something is trying to protrude out. But he's so handsome with his mouth closed.
Not his teeth was trying to kung fu kick through his lip.
Kick through, bro. You can see it. But
Oh,
he's
I'm sorry,
so
sir.
handsome. He matched with Hannah, who is my very best friend. And one night we were out to eat. She saw him. This is before I even knew of him. She's like, oh my gosh, I went on a date with him one time. Can we leave? And I was like, why we gotta leave, bitch? She was like, it just didn't go good. But something in me wants to I'm like, well, what if he's my prince? He matched with my friend Janelle, who I used to work with, and he matched with Hannah. Is it should I tell Hannah, hey, I matched with somebody that you matched with, but it's that dude with the bad teeth that you didn't like?
I mean, may as well. She
Because it
don't
didn't
want
go
him.
anywhere else.
I think go ahead and tell her. That way, there's no funny business, and you don't have to regret it later. But you
Okay.
might like him. I don't know how because you don't like when people have bad teeth neither, or it's something weird going on. Like you talked about
I
somebody,
did.
so I don't know. But kiss the frogs until you find the prince.
Right, that's what you gotta do. That's what Disney done said. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't reached back out. Am I really gonna go on a date with him? I don't know. I was just low and feeling desperate, and I was like, well, look at him.
We've all been there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went to Tennessee. I forgot to tell you that.
Where'd you go?
I went to go visit some friends. Tennessee is rough. I did
What
not
city did
know
you go to?
Nashville.
Okay.
I was in Nashville. Actually, I passed by that Zany spot.
Oh, uh-huh.
That Poor Minds had their live show at. Tennessee was really rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like I
Have you ever been to Memphis?
I had never been to
Because
Memphis.
Memphis is ghetto.
Yeah, and
Sorry to
Memphis is
but
rough. They
y'all know
are
it.
birthing murderers.
Well, I mean, we all are.
Yeah, but Memphis
All
is
this-
rough. It's like a
Yeah,
little Chicago.
But
The
what
thing
was it about Nashville?
It was like like I saw so many older white women that were like you could tell they were on heroin. Like I was like, is there a crack epidemic with middle-aged white women in Nashville?
It's not crack. It's the opioid epidemic. And
They
yes,
were-
there
my
is.
girlfriend was
Have
like,
you noticed the
yeah.
signs?
No.
Yeah. So there's a lot. Opioid addiction, heroin, is big, and it's been big for a while.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
There's a lot of people in it. It's them a lot of times.
I just
Yeah.
felt very unsafe. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to leave Nashville. I felt so unsafe. The Airbnb that we stayed at, I was scared. I slept with a knife next to my bed. That's how terrified I was. Shout out to you
Well,
if you
I
live in
had a very
Nashville.
pleasant time when I was there.
It's not that I didn't have a pleasant time. Like I did, but I was just scared most of the time. Like it was just very.
What fun things did you do while you were there?
We went to the Country Music Museum. And
Okay.
even around that, it was ratchet. I was just really confused on how. I just wasn't expecting it. Shout out to you if you live in Tennessee.
Well, I liked it. Did you get some hot chicken? I mean, damn, what did you do? You just
I
did
didn't get
country
no hot
shit?
chicken. We did a lot of eating. We did country shit. We went to this line dancing spot. What's that street that everybody Broadway? That was cool. But again, I saw a kangaroo.
A kangaroo.
There was a lady on crack walking around with a kangaroo. It was just very.
It's probably meth,
I was
but
like,
okay.
you guys, we don't have to go out anymore. We can just y'all want to watch a movie? Y'all want to watch something?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
There's been this little kid rapper trying to holler at me when I walk my dog. I've seen him a couple
little
times.
kid?
He looks like a child.
Like,
He was so consistent. I gave him my number one day. He was in the car.
wait a minute. How old is this child?
I can't remember. He's not an actual child, but
Oh,
he
because
looks
I'm
like
like,
a.
now, Medina, hold on.
He looks like a child. There's a point to my story because one day I gave him my number and he never called, and I was like, the one day I get a FaceTime call. Me and Hannah are sitting in my apartment. I pick it up and I just see nothing but veneers and iced out chains in my screen. He's like, you remember me? I was like, nigga, I can't see you. So he moves the phone back and I was like, oh yeah, hey. He was like, do you know who I am? I was like, I don't know who you are. Well, now I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'm seeing this nigga all with Drake. His name is Osiris. I was like, why do I keep that was my ticket to get next to Drake, to get next to Aubrey Graham. Why do I keep missing the opportunity? But he's a child. So that is really what, I'm a good person. I don't just use people for their money, but I should have, because he is like Drake's little brother. He's a cute little boy. He's just a child.
I need you to stop calling this man a child.
He's a child, bro.
Stop saying he's a child if you gave him your number, Medina. That sounds
Well,
crazy.
he's a legal child, but his body is a child. He looks like a little
young
child.
Man.
That
A
little nigga is
young
little.
man. Yes.
Anyways, maybe I'll hit him up later.
So you can get to Drake?
So I can get to
How do you
Drake.
think that's going to work? Like, let's be real.
I was thinking I could step into his life and be some sort of mentor. Because I did
What
tell
you
him
gonna
this on the
mentor
phone.
him
I'm
on?
going to mentor him about women. He's going to need help. These women want to Brittany Renner you probably. I'm going to guide you through. I'm going to navigate you through ducking and dodging the Brittany Renners of the world, so that you don't get your money got and people don't just use you to get to Drake. But I wouldn't technically be using him. I would be working for him. And then Drake would come in one day and I would be like, well, looky here. And I'm going to FaceTime you and be like, I told you, bitch.
I can't wait for
told
that
you.
FaceTime when you can say you told me, because it's sounding just as bad as my damn deadline, okay? It's just all sounding like, are you bitches on crack? Because this is not making any sense.
Everybody wants to tell you to manifest and meditate until you manifest and meditate about Drake.
Yeah, exactly. Manifest and meditate about things that you have more control over for yourself.
Well,
Good luck.
controller. Okay. Have you watched True Story on Netflix?
No, what's that?
Girl, it's so good. It is so good. It's Kevin Hart and Wesley
Oh,
Snipes.
okay.
And it took me forever to watch it because
I
I do
watched
not
pieces.
think Kevin Hart can act. Whoever got in his head and was his acting coach for this series really did a great job.
I saw bits and pieces. I
It's
have not
really
watched the
good.
whole series. I keep walking in on the middle on the same parts. Yeah.
It's like a mystery. It's really good. If you guys haven't watched it, give it a chance. If you were like me and you're like, Kevin Hart can't act and he's...
This is a lot different from his other stuff. I mean, he's still playing himself, but like a less annoying version of himself, which is what I liked. Like, relax. I did find some of the scenes to be a bit like, this is a fantasy of yours, because this shit would not happen in real life. I won't tell y'all what it is, but when you watch it, you'll be like...
But then I was like, yeah, we don't give it away. And then you're not going to want to watch it no more.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been watching Harlem on Amazon
Just
Prime.
started it.
I just started it yesterday. That is a cute show, y'all.
It's cute.
I like it. It's like something light to watch where you don't have to pay attention too much. And it'll be good when all of the shows start going off in the next couple of weeks, because
Yeah.
we're all winding down, and it'll be just like... Do y'all go through that, or do you go through that
What?
whenever you have like your shows that you watch, but usually they come on around the same time, so when they start going off, it's like scrambling to find something to watch?
No.
Oh.
I don't go through that, only because when I typically am watching things that people tell me to watch. I don't watch any shows that it's like, I don't watch
Current?
So no. When I watch TV, I'm normally sad. I don't really watch a lot of TV unless I'm like sad, and then I'm like, okay, let me turn on the TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No.
So I've been sad and I've been watching a lot of shows.
Well, I hope you feel better. That's, geez, because you have been talking about new shows every time we record. I didn't know you waited till you were sad to watch TV.
Normally, I don't ever really have like a reason to turn the TV on, unless I'm maybe watching the news. I do watch the news. My sister's a news anchor, and she'd be like, "Have you been watching your local news?" I take offense to people who don't watch the local news because I am on the local news. I'm like, okay, I got you, sis. I got you.
Okay. What we also need to delete from our lives is sexless nights again. So even if you don't have a dick appointment, don't worry about it. Dame Products got your back. You just go online to dameproducts.com/cocktails. There is a quiz on there. You can take the quiz, figure out the best toy for you, figure out the best toy for maybe your partner or for the both of you. Doesn't matter. They have it all.
Use code COCKTAIL, COCKTALES, for 10% off. You will not be mad. So like I was saying earlier, it's getting cold outside.
Yes, and I'm sick of it.
It's that time of the year where I was literally just telling Sid walking in where stress just naturally comes around the holidays. Whether you might be a little bit nervous about being around family members who are going to look at you crazy for doing the type of work you do or ask you what you're doing with your life and you don't really know and now you're stressed and you sweating and you're like, I want to go home, Mom. Or you're single or you don't have money to buy people gifts or you do and everybody's using you for money. You know, there's just a lot of things to have anxiety about, be stressful about.
It stresses me the fuck out.
It can be stressful. The holiday season can be stressful.
November and December.
You're like, oh my God, I gotta pay bills. I gotta get gifts. I gotta find a man.
I gotta be nice to my family.
How do we do it all? How? You go to Talkspace.com, you use code cocktails and seek therapy.
Yes, Talkspace.com/cocktails. You have a therapist in your pocket. You can text them. You can FaceTime them. You can call them, and they will really help you go through or talk through anything that you have going on, whether it's holiday anxiety, work anxiety. A lot of people about to get laid off, or have already, or it's just tough during this time. And if you need somebody to talk to, you can talk to them. They'll give you $100 off your first month of sessions.
And if you've never tried therapy before, we're going into a new year, try it.
Yeah.
I encourage, everybody needs a therapist. It's not crazy to have a therapist. It's like, beneficial.
Yeah, it's like venting to your friends, except now your friends don't have to hear your shit all the time because that is tiresome too.
Right, it is.
And they can't always help.
Sometimes they got problems too. So just put in the group chat the link. Be like, bitches, all y'all bitches need to sign up.
Have you ever thought about talking to someone? Here you go. Share the link.
I got into an argument with one of my girlfriends. We're not friends no more.
Oh,
this is from a while ago.
Okay.
I don't think she listens to the show no more. If she does, hey, girl. She was really mean to somebody. And so we were all in a group chat. And before she left, I put the link in there. I was like, you need to use this. And she's like, you know what? Fuck you, Medina. I was like, well,
for real, you do.
Like, flex, plug. Just use it, girl. I love you.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. And last but not least, we were talking earlier about cooking and trying new recipes and how important it is to use fresh ingredients, whole ingredients, and not just getting things that have been sitting on the grocery store shelves for 10 years. GREENCHEF. GREENCHEF is a meal kit delivery service, and they have so many different options. So it's not just meals for a big family. You can have meals for a family like of 4. You can have meals for just 2, and you can eat one now and eat one tomorrow for lunch.
Yep. It's a really cute, it can be a cute date night idea too. Let's say,
oh yeah, y'all could cook together.
Yeah, you can cook together, or you can surprise Bae with dinner. And he don't even have to know that you didn't really go to the grocery store and get it. You just got your GREENCHEF right out the fridge. They tell you how to do it.
There's a little recipe card.
Yeah, put some candles in between the table. You got your little GREENCHEF date, Bae, right there. It's tasty. It's quick. It's easy. Cooking is trending now, you guys. Let's cook.
And they have different types of meals. So whether you're a vegetarian, maybe you're doing the keto diet or paleo diet, or you want to have more of a balanced meal, they have all these different types of weekly meals. So you go to the website and you can see under each plan what the meals are going to be for the upcoming weeks, and then you'll get to decide. So if you just go to greenchef.com/cocktails125, you can sign up and you'll get a discount. So just go to greenchef.com/cocktails125, use code cocktails125 to get $125 off, and that includes free shipping.
Yep, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Okay, and we are going to move on to weird sex.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
So,
oh, Lord, Florida.
I don't know what happens there, but there are so many stories. Like, y'all be cutting the fuck up in Florida.
Maybe they're drinking the salt water.
Well, what about all the other states about the salt water?
Oh, no.
I don't know. I think it's a mess. But anyway, there was a Florida couple who got pulled over, and they had like a suspended license, revoked license or something. So they were getting arrested, but I guess they still had their phones and they had all their shit and everything. So for whatever reason, they put them in the same patrol car. While the cops are outside of the car, these two fucking idiots decide that they want to start having sex and record it for their OnlyFans.
They weren't handcuffed? Everybody's crazy. The police, the folks. Why weren't they?
I don't know. And I've seen like 3 or 4 stories about people being in patrol cars fucking around, and I'm just not understanding. Some people are handcuffed, some people aren't. But I'm like, why are y'all in there together? What is going on? The listeners sent me so many different stories about different couples doing this, but this one, yeah, they recorded it. The cops are like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Another
Did they post it?
No.
Like,
The only thing that got posted was their fucking mugshots. Y'all, don't be doing stuff like this and lay off the drugs. God damn.
off of them. Just do normal drugs.
What's a normal drug?
Like marijuana, like edibles, smoke a little weed, but like y'all just
Oh.
taking it too goddamn.
I'm like, well, wait a minute, bitch. What you telling people to do? A little bit of weed. All right. All
Maybe a
right.
little Molly. Is Molly
See?
still in? Okay. Okay.
See, that's when people be
kids.
hyped up and horny and ready to do some shit. I told you about that time I was with that man and he had some Molly. He was at some shit out here. I can't remember what it was. And I was with him later and he was just like shaking. I thought I was going to have to take him to the emergency room.
He was shaking?
He was shaking. He was like, I think I got some bad Molly. And I was like,
When people just
Wait a
casually
minute.
mention that they were doing real drugs and you don't know if the other person's okay with it, that is always baffling to me. Like,
and
bro.
then it's like, you know I don't do drugs. Like, what you mean you just had some bad Molly? How much Molly you been doing? And who were you fucking before I got here?
And are you gonna die, sir? Like, what we need to do?
Like, you over here shaking, and then you don't want me to call 911. Well, I gotta go, because if you die, you die, but I'm not about to be here.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
terrifying. Y'all don't do drugs for real. Before we dive into our topics, I wanted to remind everybody I'm hosting a wellness retreat, Paradise and Vibe. Go to paradiseandvibe.com. We are going to Morocco in June. Y'all, the excursions are incredible. We're riding camels. We are underneath the stars. We're going to spice markets. I'm about to buy a turban. I'm so excited. Like, not just for the food and the clothes, but just for Morocco. Like, I'm so excited. I think I'm going to extend my trip while I'm there, like past the Paradise and Vibe was, because you're already out there. Like, I want to stay, maybe like go to Spain or something. I don't know. I'm really excited. If you would like to come, if you're one of those people where you're always trying to plan trips with your girlfriends and then everybody bails on you at the last minute, put this link in your group chat and just be like, look, bitches, this is a trip I'm going on. If you want to come, but no one has to feel left out or no one has to feel like, dang, like we plan this together. Plan it solo and then just invite people. A lot of people come on the trip by themselves. It's a life-changing experience and I would love to meet you. So go to paradiseandvibe.com and sign up because it is selling out very quick. Very quick. So join.
Okay. Well, now I guess we can move on to whatever else we have to talk about today.
I am cracking up because I just looked at your drink and it was just as full as mine, and now I'm looking at it.
Girl,
and
you
it
looked
is-
at that shit 30 minutes ago.
I haven't even seen you bring the cup to your lips.
It's been constantly to my lips.
Wow. Let me
Drink
take a
yours.
sip.
You haven't even tried
I
it.
haven't. This is
Refreshing. It's just
a
little bevy.
it's really good, balanced.
Nice and light. That's how you can drink it so fast.
That is very tasty.
Thank you.
Speaking of drinking, some of us drink too much and it's a bad habit.
Well, that's rude. You want to talk about something?
Well, that's rude. I'm talking about myself. That's why I was struggling in yoga the other day. No, but I love when we bulk record like this because it gives us time to really think about what we are personally going through. Y'all know we like to keep it real on cocktails. And we can really like develop the episode and it's not rushed or anything. So I was thinking about habits and routine changing. Now, hear me out. For a man or a woman, whoever you decide to date. When you're dating someone in a serious way, there's different takes we can take from it. Well, what if you're dating someone in a serious way and people have habits. You have a routine. And sometimes when you open up your life to someone else or something else, you have to sometimes tweak some of those habits, stop some of those habits or routines, and to like, date someone, to be with someone, to have that person in your life. So let's say like drinking too much or going out. Maybe you go out all the time.
I don't like this line of questioning.
You get pissy drunk all the time to where you don't remember. That's obviously something where like if you're dating someone who's not like that, because there are people where they're just both like that and it works. But sometimes I've always been like, how do those people find each other? Because why can't I find somebody that's just like, oh, yeah, we
You gotta go out and get drunk, and then you meet me where I'm at.
I be meeting niggas that really don't drink or they take it overboard. And then it's like, all right, nigga. But like, I was curious to know, Kiki, first of all, what are some of your daily habits, daily routine?
I like to talk to my friends all day. I like to have coffee in the morning. I like
that a partner might want you to stop. Sorry, I left off that part. Like we all
They might not want me to go out to eat as often and spend as much as I do on food, which I feel like is none of your fucking business if I'm paying for it. But okay, that
is that a habit that if a partner brought that up to you and was like, I think you're spending too much money on going out and on your friends too much. Like, is that something you would be willing to change?
Say, why are you in my pocket? Why the fuck are you? No, I'm serious.
You would really say that.
Yes.
You wouldn't, if this is someone
this
you
ain't
care,
your fucking money.
But this is.
I think you spend too much money at the club.
Okay,
I think you spend too much money to get
Kiki
changed.
needs talk space.
I don't need talk space. These niggas need talk space because why the fuck are you in my pockets? I ain't asking you for shit.
But listen, he asks
I
you
work hard, I play hard. That's why I need a nigga who like to spend. What?
I couldn't be no therapist. Okay, let's say that he doesn't say it in a way like you spending too much money. He doesn't say it in a way where you feel attacked. You know how sometimes women and men, you just feel attacked by someone telling you something. You're like, excuse me? Like, let's say
what does he say? Let's role play.
Okay, you're dating someone, seriously dating.
Okay. Hey, you call, you my man, you call, we on FaceTime because you know I don't like regular calls. Hey, babe, what's up?
He's like, you're out again.
Yeah, me and Tiffany are out. We saw this restaurant on Instagram that we wanted to try. Do you want to come?
I don't want to come, babe. I think you look very beautiful. I hope you and Tiffany are having a great time. But can I tell you something real quick?
What?
I'm just, it's concerning to me how much you go out and how much money you're spending on going out to eat and dinner. Hold on.
You know how it sounds when they hang up the phone? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, sorry.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I want us to grow together. And I was kind of, how would you feel if you take that? You can still do those things and go out and have fun, but what if we just tone it back a little bit and put that money that you would be putting into food into something else?
Like what? Not your account, surely.
No.
Okay.
I was thinking about...
Wait, did I miss the proposal? Was I drunk that day? Because it sounds like boundaries that we talk about.
Let's do this.
What? You can't tell me that. I feel
then that's
like
one it's safe to say that would be a habit that you're not willing to change.
I'm not willing to change
What's one that you would be willing to change? Because we all have things that you would have to change for someone. I think for me specifically,
what you gonna change? Yeah, because I don't really know a lot that I'm changing.
So I'm messy. Now this would obviously have to be like if we live together.
Okay.
I'm not dirty. I am messy though. Like when my mom comes, it's always me last minute, like hurrying up and cleaning, getting some clothes, folding the clothes. A bad habit of mine is when I wash and dry clothes, like it don't have to be so serious. These can be small habits. I don't fold them right away. I put the pile on the bed or on the couch because I'm like, who the fuck about to see it? And then if I'm about to record something, I'm going to scoot it over. That's a bad habit that if I was dating someone and we were going to live together or something like that, they would probably want that changed.
If I live with somebody, I would do that. Mm-hmm. But because I don't. I do the same shit. That shit is sitting in the dryer because I ain't even took it out yet.
You ever forgot to put it in the dryer? You're like, God damn!
I gotta wash it again.
Shit!
It smell like fucking mildew. Or it'll be on my bed, and even when I have the men come over, I'll be like, all right, can you come help me move this laundry to the basket on the floor, or you ain't got no place to sleep because I be sleeping with my laundry like it. That's my man, especially if it's hot out the dryer this morning. Okay, so that, but. If I lived with somebody, there are certain like household habits. I probably wouldn't go out to eat as much because I'd have somebody to actually cook for, and then I wouldn't have as many leftovers, which is one reason why sometimes I get burnt out of cooking. Nobody's eating the food but me. Mm-hmm. I could do that, but like, and if I live with somebody and we're unfortunately splitting bills and shit, I could see why they would be concerned about my spending. But if we live very separate lives and I have my space, you have yours, I have my money, you have yours, then none of that I'm not willing to change. But if there was something, I feel like whatever habit I would honestly be willing to change, they'd have to bring it up to me that I didn't even realize. Like, you don't realize you do certain things. I think it would be one of those. I'm not really sure what. I definitely think the phone thing would annoy them.
Like being on the phone all the time?
Because I do talk. I have a lot of friends that I talk to on a daily basis.
You know what? It's I talk to between me and my sister and my mom, it is
and my mama.
crazy how often we talk on the phone. And some people might find it weird, but me and Mecca could be on the phone for like 30 minutes and we get off the phone, she'll call me right back and be like, okay. And that's throughout the whole day. It's every day. Me, her, and my mom. Sometimes my mom will be like, Mec's calling. I'm like, no, don't pick it up yet. And then Mecca will call me and they're like, Mec's calling me. And then we'll hang up and then I'm talking to Mec. And then my mom will call me and then I get off and I'm talking to
Why y'all don't get on three-way? It's private conversation.
Sometimes it'd be private.
Okay.
Well, not really.
Sometimes your sister wants to talk to you about something without your mom on the phone.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's just different energies. Like my sister's normally always all the time now talking about the Kardashians or motherhood. And so then like when my mom's on the phone with us, she's normally talking about the babies. Or do you ever feel like that since you're the only one in the family without babies? Oh wait, no, you're not. What? I forget you have little siblings.
Well, those kids are grown.
They are grown, but I forgot they don't all have. Everybody doesn't have babies. Mallory has babies.
Oh yeah, Mallory has babies. But I do feel weird because my mom talks about them so much and she spends so much time with them. And every time she wants to plan an outing, like Madison and Joseph get mad because it's like everything don't have to be a baby.
Like I've just started to get. I'll be like sometimes my mom will come to Atlanta and I'll have a plan and they all get changed because like my brother has kids and she's like, well we had to, and I'm like, so I'm just a child that doesn't matter anymore.
Right. I have said that to her. Like even when we wouldn't let them be in the New Year's pictures, she was like, why can't my grandbabies be in it? This is just for us. We don't do shit together with just us. Goddamn. We don't want the little book of pickers in here.
Did you see the episode of Insecure when Issa threw
yes.
Kiki? When I tell you I was not, the funny thing is,
not expecting
I wasn't expecting it, but I thought about it. I was like, what if she just threw the baby? And then that bitch really threw that. When I tell you I couldn't breathe. But yeah, habits are really interesting because the more that like, I love talking about dating and relationships, like with Kiki, with other people, with family members. It's a great conversation to have. And a lot of the times what breaks people up, it stems from habits, the bad habits, or just habits that someone wants you to change that you're not willing to change. And I think that in a healthy relationship, you're going to have to change some of your routine, some of your habits, and people should just like take note and think of some of your bad habits that you have that would annoy the fuck out of somebody. Now, here's something that annoys me, and it's obviously not something certain people can change. Snoring. Stop fucking snoring. You do snore.
And I really hate it. It's embarrassing, and I feel sad about it.
Isn't
so
it
thank you for that.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. We love everyone here at Cocktails, even the people who
I have
snore.
sinus issues, okay?
I just always thought it was interesting that people can snore and you're getting a good sleep and you don't hear your own snore.
Nah, sometimes we be hearing it and it wakes us up and you be like, whoo, whoo. I was snoring. God damn, that shit was loud.
Have you ever snore on the plane? Because how y'all be picking and choosing when y'all snoring?
We don't pick. It just happens. Something is obstructing your airways.
One time I got flued out with a nigga and he was with me.
I snore on the plane.
I wonder if you do too, because I was with this nigga and nobody knew I was with him though. Like we were sitting next to each other, but it just didn't seem like we were together. It just looked like we just happened to be sitting there. He fell asleep and was snoring like a hibernating bear. It was.
Did you wake him up?
No, I didn't. And everyone around him was like, why is he snoring like that? And I was like, why is he snoring like that?
He can't help it. He might even have sleep apnea. Now, this is what I think you should do in the future. If you're on the plane with a man who is snoring like that, wake him up. Because if he knew he was doing that, I'm sure he would be embarrassed.
But every time I woke him up, he went back to sleep and kept snoring. And then
you gonna
choking
have to talk.
On it.
Y'all, ooh.
Read a book. You need to bring a book and read a book on the plane.
Probably gonna put him to sleep too. He needs to do Sudoku.
Oh, I love some Sudoku.
Make him think.
When
you
I
need to do
finally
something.
figured
Maybe
out
he
how
needs
to
to
play
knit. I sat next to this lady who was knitting one time, and her little blanket thing that she was making for her grandbaby looked so cute. And I was like, wow, we were talking about knitting the whole flight.
Really?
It was really interesting. She told me her whole life story. I love talking to people on the plane. I be trying
when
to
they're
stay
not
up.
annoying, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like if they're just friendly.
I ever tell you about that Australian man who was, this was a long time ago, he sneezed in his hand and he said, look at you, little, and he.
I know you fucking lying.
Kiki, when I tell you, I was like.
He did that to you?
He did it to me. I was in the middle, he was at the window, and he was like, oh, crikey. It was around the time when the crocodile man had died. And he was like, and the whole city is, he was so obnoxious. And I was like, he sneezed. He didn't do it directly.
He didn't be on the no-fly list. That is disrespectful.
And that man was like, you're so cute, matey. And dipped his hand on my nose. And I was like.
Was that during COVID time?
No, this was years ago.
Because
I was really young.
I feel like they need to send the marshal over to get somebody if they pull some shit like that. Are you trying to kill me?
And he was very large. He was spilling into my seat. It was the most uncomfortable flight of my
I can picture him now.
Life.
No, you didn't tell me about that though. But I think that, back to the habit thing. I think that it is important to talk about things that are bothering you, but I also feel like sometimes people try to change so much to appease the other person.
And that's not good either.
Okay.
Because now if you don't like me, you don't like me.
And some things, it's like if a person doesn't like that about you, lately, I go through these different phases depending on how I'm feeling that day. And how much coffee I've had. But it's like sometimes I want somebody to just kind of accept me. Like some of these things, especially at my big age, this is who I am. So the things that I'm doing, the habits that I have that you don't like, that you want me to change, why? Is it something that is detrimental to our relationship or my overall well-being? Or is it something that you just don't like? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't like my clothes being too tight. You know, like, is it, what kind of things is it? Is it something that really matters, or are you being a nitpicker? And if some of that shit is too much nitpicking, leave me the fuck alone.
And I was going to say it's a thin line, but it's actually not a thin line. It's clear. I think that if there are some habits that you know you need to change. There are certain things that you do that you know would not be nice to your partner. Like an example that I would give would be if... And now this would be for married people, obviously, or you have children or something, because I don't see how it could, well, no, maybe it could create a problem just if you're in a regular relationship. But let's say you go out, you're one of those people where you go out clubbing every night. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're at our big age. That's something to me that naturally you're going to the club because you want to be around single people. It's not just always you just want to have a good time. You're going into the club to look at asses and get numbers and collect. And I think that when you collect, and women are out there trying to get chose or just get your drinks bought, and it's just the environment of the club life when you're in a relationship, it doesn't make sense for me. So if you're someone who we get in a relationship and now if we're both out every night, then that's different. But if you're out every single night, I'm not with that. And I think you should be fair to your partner and stop. Especially if you got kids and you married. Like some people that I know and their husbands are always out and your wife is upset about it. Stop. Every night, B?
What the fuck are you escaping from?
What are you escaping from?
Because the club hours, it's not like...
And then you're trying to go to an after hours. And then you're trying to go to the strip club.
And then you wait. And then you get home and the kids already went to school.
It's not cute. When you're a family man, you're a family man. And I'm not saying you can't sometimes have fun and have your nights. But it's a different time.
Do you like going out to clubs with men you're dating? Like seriously dating?
You know
or do you prefer to just go with your girls? Or
I don't like it. Unless it's a situation where like...
Really? Why not? I like it.
It has to be a specific situation. Like we're celebrating something. His friends are there. Like it's like a mix of.
No, it is. I'm not saying like
it's just a one-on-one. Me and him go to the club.
No. Like it can be a group, but some people really don't like to go with whoever they're dating. Doesn't matter if it's a celebration or not.
Oh no, I don't mind it. It's not like I'm like I don't want to be in the club, my nigga, because I want to talk to other niggas. No. Now if he was like, you want to go to this little hookah lounge? Yeah, I'm totally with it. Not all the time, but like I'm fine with it, but not all the time. I don't mind it. I used to be like, no, like I don't want us to be out together because it creates like, I don't even know
what.
I think I used to always think about it in a way. You have to remember, my sister works for the news and she always tells me things and I'd be scared. So like I used to be like, when I was dating Carlos, what if we go to the club and someone tries to holler at me and then Carlos punches him in the face and they get in a fight?
How do we be getting here?
Like the news. Somebody bumps into your girl, now the nigga mad, now he trying to check him, now somebody got shot and now it's on the news. Mm-hmm. Those are real stories.
I mean, yeah, that shit does happen.
I've
seen it with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
Well, not the killed part, but
bumping
niggas
in.
Getting knocked out in the club. Yeah, that shit's embarrassing too. Imagine if you try and holler at a girl, she with her man, and then the man sees it and he knocks you out. Like, how embarrassing!
I just can't even imagine getting punched in my face.
Yeah,
This seems like it really
like
hurts.
your face.
My face? Don't stop, girl. Let's just do like that.
Just look at me dirty from across the club like everybody else does.
Yeah, don't come over here putting your hands. I'm not, don't play with me. Somebody sent this question in our DMs and I wanted to just ask you. She said, is it ghetto to reuse your lingerie with a new nigga? Or
What's
should you
ghetto
get
about
new
it?
lingerie?
Bitch, should you wash it?
She said, should you get new lingerie for each new nigga? And I was like, that's actually a really good question. Like,
No, for what?
Right. Like, I keep a lot of lingerie on deck, but I will rewear for a new nigga, the same nigga.
You gonna throw out all your lingerie and your panties and bras and shit just because you got a new nigga? Is your washing machine broke? Because really you need to be hand washing that shit. What happened?
What happened?
Is there residual cum on there? No, I think it's fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Keep wearing that lingerie.
One of my friends went through something like this. So, okay, did y'all see Nick Cannon's dick pic?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So his dick is circulating around the internet now.
Is it nice?
I'll show you real quick. So his PR team, I'm sure, has instructed him to say that this is not him. It is a photoshopped image. I really don't care. Whoever is it, it's a nice, it's nice. So anyway, the picture comes out and
whoa.
So then people online are like, oh, I see why you got all these baby mamas. Like, now, girls, we understand why you trying to be 6'7" baby mama, blah, blah, blah. So she's texting her girlfriend about the picture. The dude she's fucking with has a little dick. But, she likes him. And so when she texts her girlfriend about it, she just texts in gibberish. And so the friend is like, what? And she's like, bitch, I don't have words. I'm just texting gibberish because that's how I felt when I saw the shit. So he sees the message and it's like, obviously you have a thing for Nick Cannon and I'm not what you're looking for. Quite as kept. Well, I'll keep that to myself. But she does not have a thing for Nick Cannon. It's just like, this is a celebrity. This is something that's trending on social media today. This is what the people are talking about. Does it bother you when somebody you're dating is like sexually attracted to like a celebrity? I feel like it's different when it's regular people that you say stuff like this about. But when it's celebrities, a lot of times they're so out of touch. Like, do you really think that it's okay for any man you're dating to get upset about your love for Drake?
Get upset, no. But be annoyed, yes.
Okay, like, well, we're all annoyed by it, but the upset part is I shouldn't be upset.
But I also think, like, I don't just sit with my nigga and be talking about Drake. Like, I feel like
you wouldn't talk to him about it, but if he heard maybe something you said on the show or something like that about Drake.
And he got, like, legitimate mad about it.
Do you think he would be justified?
No,
I don't think so
because it would be different if like Drake recorded here and on every Tuesday when we come, he's here too, and there's like a chance of me getting in that little session and like twerking on the table. Then I could see where he would be like, but you'd be around him. But since I'm not yet, like, no. I don't think you should get mad about a celebrity crush that your bae might have.
Not a crush. Yours is a crush, but hers wasn't even a crush. It was just a nice piece that we was all looking at on the internet. So we were talking about it. I was like, yeah, I wonder. And then another guy I was talking to, he was like, who's a celebrity who, if you were even married, that you would want to hall pass with if you got the opportunity to actually fuck them? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, when I think about celebrities, like Rick Fox and his fine self, that's just in my head. I'm not really trying to fuck Rick. He old.
He is old.
And I don't think he's going to be hidden for shit like that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just like, the celebrity thing, I don't know why some people get so caught up on that. Like, young sir, you need to calm down.
You need to calm the fuck down because it's really not that serious. Like, bro, you're showing your insecurities.
Yeah.
Go to Talkspace. It's a celebrity crush.
Talkspace.com/cocktails. Use the code for $100 off because you need to talk to somebody and lashing out.
Because could you imagine you're at their house and you hear that argument. Yeah, and you like Drake. Like me and my boyfriend are arguing. You're in the other room like, and you liking his pictures and you listen and the songs on repeat.
She don't really know him right.
Right? Like, and you you got Degrassi on repeat. Like, what? Like,
I would just be like, oh.
Here they go again. Like, on that note, y'all, we're going to move on to the advice segment and read a couple advice. Oh, no. We're going to move on to Indecisive Diane. I forgot to put Diane in here. I was like, what are we missing? We'll move on to Indecisive Diane. When we come back, we will dive into advice and cocktails.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, ladies, I got a cute little date idea for ya. Get warm, get cozy, get some hot chocolate, get your bae. Ladies, I think this is a great date for you to plan for your man. Go to Holiday in the Gardens at Botanical Gardens. There's parking. You gotta pay for it. It's a little pricey, but they have a nice light show. I know a lot of people have kids right now. You can take the kids with ya. Have fun. Bye.
Okay, and we are back from Indecisive Diane, and it is time for the advice. Remember, the only email that we need you to send your advice emails to is askcocktails@gmail.com. Send it in, and maybe we will read it on the show.
Please stop DMing the questions.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what? Do y'all not listen to the entirety of the show? Okay, this one is titled, This Nigga Got Me Fucked Up. Hey, ladies, you know how it goes. I love y'all. Love the show, and I hope to see you soon live. Wishing you all much prosperity, but let's get right into it because this might be long. I've been messing with this guy on and off for what is about to be 6 years in February. We were only ever in a quote-unquote relationship for a few months when we first met when I was 18 and I'm 23 now. I do love him. He says he loves me, but this nigga is bad for my mental health. He triggers my depression. I be blacking on him whenever I feel like he's not being honest. What does that mean, blacking on him? Like
blacking out on him?
Like
maybe?
punching him?
Well, maybe not punching him, but like just going off.
Oh. I feel like he's not being honest about stuff because he says I'm the one, but he just got out of a 2-year relationship with his now baby mama. They got a kid this year. Oh, they had a kid this year. And he needs some time before we get into a relationship. Honestly, I don't believe we have a future at this point, but for some reason, I cannot just let him go and be done forever. Have y'all ever had a situation like this? Like, what the fuck do? I keep telling my therapist I'm going to try to work and end it because it's unhealthy for me. And yet, yeah, help, ? P.S. It's not even just being digmatized because I went back to school out of state this year, so I'm away for him for months at a time. And I don't want him visiting me, and I haven't went home at all since I started.
I'm confused. So she digmatized by somebody who's lying to her and she want to know what to do?
She's saying it's not just like, she's like basically saying like, don't just say like, oh, you must be digmatized. She's saying it's not just a digmatized because I'm never home. I don't really get that much dick from him. That she really loves him. That's the point. She's just trying to.
But he's lying to you.
He's lying to you, and he had a baby on you, and a relationship on you, and basically he's future. I think I heard somebody say this the other day, and it made so much sense. Women are always confused and never turned off. And it really made me think, like, we give people too many chances. And people like this letter, the questions that you're asking, the answer is in it.
Yeah, because I keep hearing all of these reasons as to why not.
I keep seeing the disrespect. And not even just disrespect. He's doing what you're letting him do, sis. And I understand it's hard. I get that you're probably sad and you love him, but like at what expense, bro? Like you should not be confused at this man's behavior. You said that he is bad for your mental health.
So like why are you wanting to stay there? Because you love him, but what is it that you love? Sometimes I have to ask myself this when I find myself in these situations. Do I love him or do I love the idea of him and the delusions that I've held on to? Maybe when you first met him, he was one way and you're holding on to that and holding on to hope that he'll change. He's not going to change.
He's not going to change.
And if he's going to change, nothing you do is going to make him change. He has to want to change. He doesn't want to change. And you really should let him go. You need to leave it alone, whether you're digmatized or you just love him or you just feel attached to him or whatever it is. You're saying you're not digmatized, but I bet that's like the main positive thing that you can say about him is the sex whenever it is. It doesn't have to be often to be digmatized. Trust me.
Because if you don't let it go, what's going to happen is he's going to continue doing what he's doing. He knows that you're here. You're just like the here girl. Like he can fuck you when he wants to. He can tell you he loves you when he wants to. He could not talk to you when he wants to. He could basically just like dangle you like a little sardine above what eats sardines?
I don't know.
Something
Old
eats
people.
Sardines. He's just dangling you over a little old man's mouth in a nursing home.
Sylvester the cat.
And Sylvester's just snapping. He's just snapping little bits and pieces of you off until you're going to be nothing. You're going to just be sad. And then one day you're going to be old, still waiting on this nigga. Girl, you're still young. You're 23. Move on. And it doesn't need a closing. It doesn't need a dramatic ending with this nigga. You should be very much turned off by how he's disrespecting you. End it and write it in your journal.
Yeah, you've gotta make a change, hon. It's not going to work. I want to start off by saying I'm a fairly new listener, and I love, love, love the podcast. I always look forward to tuning in to new episodes every week. I have a dilemma. I recently got into a relationship with the most perfect man. He's literally the best thing that has ever happened to me. He is so loving, caring, and he is such a good role model to my daughter and a great father himself. He's the best man I've ever had. Only one issue, his breath be on 10. Most of the time, I do not like kissing him because of his horrible breath. I always tell him, and he doesn't get offended And he goes up and brushes his teeth, but when he comes back to kiss me, it still smells. There's a rotten tooth in there. I've seen him brush his teeth, and he does it properly, and he claims he's been to the dentist lately, but I'm not sure. I'm starting to think he has a condition called Jalarias?
Is that the title of it? Is Does My Man Have Halitosis? We'll just call it halitosis.
Okay, that causes bad tests from bacteria. That's not what she meant, but it causes bacteria that lives in the mouth. What should I do? I want to kiss him and be more affectionate, but I gag at the smell of his breath.
That's rough, but it's also, you got.
I mean, you don't want to have it too.
I think you should be like, babe, let's go to the doctor together, because what I know about like just the average man, they don't know the right questions to ask.
And then also, what I saw on an episode of 90 Day Fiancé, this girl had these really bad stomach ulcers, and something was going on with her stomach. So it wasn't her teeth. It was coming from inside of her stomach and out, and that's why it was affecting her breath. So if he truly has, go to the doctor with him, but if he truly has been to the dentist and they couldn't figure it out, then maybe it's something a little bit deeper inside of his body.
Right. Because, look, bad breath, that's rough. Like, and if it's that bad,
yeah,
you gotta get it. And just tell him. Like, some things are embarrassing.
Yeah, but be like, okay, listen, don't want you to feel like I don't care about you and I'm not feeling you, but I have to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I know you said you went to the dentist, but I still smell it, and it's like
there's something serious going on, and I'm concerned about your health. And also, like, you did say that you watch him brush his teeth and that he does it correctly, but you didn't say that he's flossing.
And scrubbing that tongue.
And scrubbing I get my tongue until I gag.
Yeah, I be gagging.
Like, yeah.
But you gotta get back there.
You gotta get back there, but it does sound like he probably has something medically is wrong, and you need to go to a doctor. Tell him he just needs to get a full physical and be honest about. Sometimes people go to the doctor and don't say the honesty about what you're going on because you would be embarrassed. And like, it's like when the doctor's like, do you use protection when you have sex? And people be like, you know, they say, how often do you? And you're like, 80%. No, bitch. No, you don't. You're lying. Be honest. Be like, the breath smells like dookie is at the back of his throat. We got to fix this. And then we'll see what the doctor says. I hope it works out for you, because it sucks when somebody's fine and has stanky breath.
Mm-hmm. And you say he's a good guy. Like, he's
and
the best
you want to
kiss
kiss him.
Yeah, that's already hard enough to find somebody you actually want to kiss.
It's really nothing worse than bad breath, especially, you know, when somebody's breath is so bad you can smell it without their mouth being open, and it smells like little humans are burning in the back of their throat.
I hate when people have that sour milk smell.
I've never smelled that one.
I know somebody who has that, and it's just like, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I think he's not brushing his teeth well enough.
Like, he's rushing?
Probably. And just like, he probably is up all the time and doesn't sleep much, so he's not brushing his teeth as often as he should. Like, I don't care if you've been up for 24 hours. One brush is not enough. You need about 4 in that 24-hour span, sir.
Yeah.
Whether you've been awake or asleep. You got morning breath this afternoon from 2 days ago. It's not okay.
Yeah, you gotta... Whew, that's a rough one. But tell us, I really would like a follow-up. We won't read it on the show if you don't want us to, but I personally would love to know how this goes and what's wrong with him.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a condition that we don't know about. Mm-hmm. It could be the ulcers, though. Check that out. All right, and on that note, we are going to go ahead and move on to the cocktails. Remember, if you would like to share a cocktail on the show, you can email it to us, cocktails@gmail.com.
But if you ain't got a buck, I won't cover. Spend 100 on me, it ain't nothing. Run a double D, so stuff. Back to the point. Is it some cash in this place? If it is, I probably see the sass in your face, turn around. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
Okay, the first one that we have is called The Night I Needed.
Oh.
She said, hello. Normally people say, hey, or hey, y'all. Hello, Kiki and Medina. I definitely have a story to tell, and I've been waiting on this. My older cousin told me about your podcast back in 2019, and I have been hooked ever since. I've always wanted to have an experience great enough to write in, and I'll make sure I spell check and check my grammar before hitting send.
I know that's right, girl.
Well, the time has come. Let me give you a little background about me. I'm 25 years old. I'm a married mother of 4, 2 kiddos, and 2 fur babies. My husband is 27, and I think may have been listening in on Sierra's prayer. Aw, because I got one of them, y'all. The man that takes care of his kids, pays the bills in the house, just bought me a 2021 Jeep, good credit, and gives great dick. And might I add, now starting his own business. I love having a man I can brag about, so I try to keep things as spicy as possible. Well, often I send nudes during the day or text something spicy to let my husband know that tonight I want that dick. But today I decided to surprise him with a sex position we've never tried before. So I watched porn a couple of times today to see if I could find something we can do. Which makes me think about, I tried that get your rent paid position. Bitch, I almost broke my head.
I gotta tell y'all what happened
Almost
when
broke
I tried
my
it.
head. See, I'm a BBW and my husband is a little thick himself. So we have to plan accordingly. So before he came home from work, I picked the kids up from school, picked up some takeout, fed the kids, gave them baths, turned on some of their favorite shows in their rooms. They were taken care of and was not going to interrupt my session. I smoked my blunt. Then my husband and I took separate showers and went to our rooms to watch the marriage boot camp and chill. While we were watching our show, I told him I seen something I wanted to try. He said, that's cool. After a while, I started off by asking him, could I suck his dick? He shook his head, yes. He laid on the bed and I sat up in front of him to suck his dick. Once I finished, he turned me around to eat my pussy. Eventually, he pulled me on top and we began to 69. Oh, I was riding his face and came all on his beard. Then I laid on my back and he started with him holding my legs in the air and giving me long and hard strokes. After about 5 to 8 minutes, I tell him to lay on his back, and I got on top. But instead of facing him, I was turned around, standing on my feet, crouched down and riding him. Seen this earlier in the day, and I knew I could pull this off. I rode all the way until he came. Then he laid me back on my back again, folded me like a taco, and fucked me until I began squirting. I came twice all over. I came twice, all over my road in each. And each time he talked me through it. So I came hard. Then we finished off with some back shots. But before we started, he whispered in my ear, I'm about to fuck the shit out of you, girl. I said, come on. The back shots lasted about 10 minutes. Then he came all over my ass after it made me feel like he was all on my back. Girl, you didn't auto check. I'm sorry for how long this email was, but I had to tell someone about how I got some of the best dick from my husband and those damn kids didn't knock on the door or nothing. I needed that. Sent from my motherfucking iPhone. I love hearing a good cocktail from a married couple because married people be having boring sex.
Yeah, that is true. From what I've heard.
If they having sex.
Yeah, it can just be so, sad sometimes. I just like, damn, why is it like that? Okay, so here is my cocktail. Okay, it's doing it again. Let me see. What is happening?
I don't know.
Hey, y'all. So I just had to tell y'all about this bad cocktail made last night. As it was happening, I was actually thinking, Kiki and Medina will get a kick out of this bullshit. But anyways,
Wait. No, we really...
Why does it turn black? Okay. Is what I just want to know. There's words on here that are obviously underlined, but I can't see none of this shit. I just don't understand. Okay. Text color. Can't see it. So I spent the weekend spending money like scammers with my homegirls, insert random major city. I had previously connected with a guy on Tinder, and my last night he said he was going to pull up on the girls and I while we were at dinner. He pulls up, orders drinks, paid for the entire check when it came, and was an overall okay person. Skip a few hours of random stuff, and we end up back at my hotel room. I'm horny and apparently couldn't wait to get home so I could get my devil dick. Mistake number 1. So we got in the bed, and I turned my back to him and pushed my little cheeks on his dick. Mistake number 2. He starts touching and rubbing on me, and then he gets up to get a condom, puts it on, and proceeds to get on top. So he's pumping, and I'm like, okay, the strokes are satisfactory, but this isn't horrible. Then he turns me over and puts my legs together, and I'm thinking, oh, this should be getting good. I know my body and know that position is the easiest and fastest way for me to cross the finish line. He starts moving, but I don't feel any dick in my pussy, and I'm confused. Because the nigga is huffing and puffing, and he's only giving me rug burns between my thighs. How in the fuck was that feeling good to him? It was at this point I checked out. He came and expressed how good and wet my pussy was. Side eye. I should have known the dick was going to be trash when he attempted to explain sex club to me and the girls. who are also longtime listeners. Thanks for reading my fail. Sincerely, your fave toxic coworkers. Damn, I hate that happened to you.
That was a cock fail, sis. You know, it happens to the best of us. I've shared my fair share of cock fails on this show. Doesn't feel good, but it's a great story to tell. Thank you for writing in.
Yes, thank you so much. When I tried to do that position, I realized that nigga was too tall and like the bodies need to line up a little bit better. You need somebody whose legs kind of match yours because
I just couldn't get my legs clicked around the back. I was
yeah. When I was trying to do that,
should he be on his knees too? Okay, yeah,
we were supposed to be on his knees. I'm gonna try it again, but like I was like, I'm too drunk for this shit. I said I wanted to try this, but like. We're about to hurt ourselves. Just turn around and do it normal.
It was really, I was like, and then I'm moving so much, I'm gonna accidentally squeeze out a fart. Like, it was just a lot going on.
I hate when I have a night where I was like, I was feeling gassy.
Everything's just juicy. Yeah, you just don't know. And then it's the worst when they wake you up in the morning. They're like, you were really farting. You're like, stop playing.
Nobody's ever said that to me. I'm sure it happened.
Somebody has said it to me. They're like, but it was cute. And I'm like, that's not cute.
Just keep it to yourself. Don't be telling me that. Now I'm going to think about this for 17 years.
That's rude. You guys, make sure you check out some of our sponsors. They're all great. Get Kiki's cookbook.
Yes,
join the book club. Join the date club. Share the show if you like what you see. Make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. We have bonus content that drops each and every Monday. Happy holidays, you guys. Yeah.
Okay, and we will talk to you guys next week. Goodbye. Bye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the track. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Wait on the track. Wait on the track.